The pivotal reason Messolonghi is on the map, the reason it was declared a sacred city in 1937, and why it now stands as a symbol for the highest standard of freedom? Exodus. No, not the Moses Exodus you're thinking of. This Exodus was much more recent and personal to Greece. Nearly 200 years ago, in 1826, this lagoon was under siege, but in defense of their city, the people of Messolonghi would change history. And why should you care? Because the battles that occurred here may be responsible for the modern Western world being what it is today. And I'm guessing, much like me a minute ago, you've never even heard of it.
Have you ever, flipped in one of these?
If you want to flip, you have to try hard.
Okay, so it's not easy. That's the question. But you say it's really shallow.
Yes, it is shallow. At the point we are, it's about 40 up to 50 centimeters.
Oh, that's it?
Half a meter.
Okay.
We're headed out across the Klishova Lagoon, a sprawling abyss of salt water, some 1,600 square kilometers. And this is our tour guide, Georgios. He was born in the suburbs of Athens. When he graduated from the National Conservatory of Athens in 2005, Georgios was simultaneously hired as a tour guide in Messolonghi on an 18-month contract. He never left. He's become an expert on the Exodus of 1826.
Messolonghi was the largest city in the western part of Greece, and it was in the middle of the road between Ioannina to Athens. Since Messolonghi was free, the revolution was flourishing.
The island of Klishova is only 1 square mile, but for an entire year, despite being greatly outnumbered, a small band of Messolonghi stationed here waged a defense so improbable and so courageous it would unite the country.
It was the first time that the revolution had a national character.
Because the Greeks actually came together instead of fighting each other.
Yes.
Like the thing I find so much in the history is everyone kind of hates one another and they fight each other, and then when there's a big enough force that comes at them, they say, okay, hold on, I'll kick your ass in a minute.
That's
Let's deal with this, and then you go deal with it, and then you come back and you come fight each other again.
That happened.
The Ottoman Empire had occupied most of Greece for over 4 centuries. During that time, hundreds of revolution attempts had come and gone, but this one would be different. In the year leading up to the Exodus, Messolonghi was surrounded. They were outnumbered by thousands of Turkish and Egyptian soldiers. However, because the lagoon is so shallow, attacking ships couldn't enter.
16 days before the Exodus, 131 defendants of the islet won a great victory against 3,500 Turks and 2,500 Egyptians.
Yes, you heard that number correctly. 131 Greeks beat a total of 6,000 people, 46 times the manpower, a feat that seems absolutely impossible.
The images that come to me of seeing and standing here and bodies floating in blood-filled water is what I imagine, and that's true.
That's what happened.
Numerous attempts were carried out, with thousands of Ottomans killed trying to take over the small islands inside the lagoon. Eventually, the Ottomans figured it out, turning their ships into catamarans so they could get within firing range, and they built wooden fences throughout the lagoon to inhibit fish from entering.
So that's how they managed to have such a high death level, was from starving the...
Yes. They started eating all the dirty animals, everything you can imagine. Plants, leaves from trees, and human flesh from dead people. So you realize that the situation was bad.
As the people starved, even though they were offered a peaceful surrender, they chose Exodus. Of 3,000 people, less than half would survive the escape.
It's actually a miracle that 1,300 of them survived.
Yeah.
The Exodus, the military operation of the Exodus, was most victorious. But inside the city of Messolonghi, there were left 7,000 up to 8,500.
Those who ended up in the hands of the enemy commonly had their ears and noses cut off, preserved in barrels, and shipped back to the Sultan in exchange for money, and used as proof that Messolonghi had fallen.